Hi, everybody, and welcome to Divine Law, the channel for preservation of real Jewish law. And my comments might shock you at first, but bear with me and you will understand. This is a video from Rachel Levmor in Israel on the significance of new Israeli Dayanim. The video is 8 years old and it has been posted 8 years ago, but the video might be older than that.
My name is Rachel Levmor. I'm a member of the Israel State Committee for the appointment of rabbinical court judges. That is.
Okay, so who is this Rachel Levmor? Okay, she's a rabbinical claimant, holds a PhD in Talmud and Oral Torah from Bar Ilan University. So her Jewish background she learned from a university, and she's the director of the project to prevent agunot and get refusal in the Young Israel, Israel Hatzair movement and the Jewish Agency. So Dr. Levmor is one of the authors of the Mutual Honor Agreement, which is described as a prenuptial agreement to prevent get refusal that is common in Israel, and the author of the book, etc., etc. So I will explain to you, I will translate to you what all this means, because the project to prevent agunot and get refusal. So the word agunot is commonly used to describe to describe the Moredet de Meisalai in the language of the poskim of Jewish law, which is described in the Shulchan Aruch Ayin Zayin, and get refusal, which means that she doesn't receive the get that she wants. So prevent agunot, which means to help what are described in the Shulchan Aruch as a rebellious woman, as you can see here, for those who understand the Hebrew. Those women who seek to divorce their husband without legal ground, they're called the rebellious women. So she's advocating to protect those women and to victimize their husband and coerce them into giving them a fake get, which is abuse against both the husband and the wife, who will think that she can remarry according to Jewish law, and she is still eshetish. She is still a married woman according to Jewish law, and if she will have children after that, then they will be bastards. So that's and abuse of the husband, because he won't be able to exercise his rights to put conditions upon the giving of the get, or to insist on shlom bayit, on having back his wife in his home and living in peace with her. So let's see what she has to say. I forgot one thing. It's called here that she is the author of the Mutual Honor Agreement, which is a prenuptial agreement. So before the marriage, to prevent get refusal, which means that the husband is signing that if she, at the moment that she will ask for a divorce, he will be forced to give her a get, which according to most of our poskim, of most of our legislators in Jewish law, renders the get null and void. So that's a big problem in halacha, and that's not accepted by any real Jewish dayan or legislator, and which basically means complete control of the wife or her husband during the marriage, because she can get rid of her whenever she wants, and he cannot get rid of her if he wants. So she has complete control, and she can abuse him using that. So that's what she's doing. She's a complete reformed, and now she's announcing us that she's been appointed in the Va'ada Liminui Dayanim in Israel, which is the council for the appointment of judges.
Dayanim. Today we are here in the president's residence for the swearing-in ceremony of 10 rabbinical court judges.
So So the swearing ceremony, what is it? The new judges swear that they will be faithful to the Israeli law against the Jewish law um, uh, if there is a problem between two of them. If they don't agree, then they will have to be faithful to the law of the country, and therefore the Chazon Ish said that it renders all of them pasul to be a dayan, which means they are not legally, according to Jewish law, called dayanim because of this swearing.
For the Supreme Rabbinical Court, we have appointed the entire complement, all of the permanent judges for the Supreme Rabbinical Court. This is of utmost.
So she's been part of the appointment of all the judges for the Supreme Rabbinical Court, because there hasn't always been a Supreme Rabbinical Court in Israel, and the Supreme Rabbinical Court itself is against Jewish law, which means that the rabbinical courts make mistakes, and there is another court that has to correct these mistakes, and there is no such thing in Jewish law as a Supreme Court. There is a Beit Din, and you have to respect. Every Beit Din has to respect the other Beit Din's decisions. And if there is a problem, you can go to a greater rabbinical court. But it's not because it's named Supreme Court that it's greater. It's because the sages that sit there are greater sages.
Importance, historic significance, not only for the Jews in the state of Israel, but for the Jews of the diaspora. For I can tell you from experience, I'm a rabbinical court advocate who has helped agunot all over the world, that in very difficult cases, halachic cases of Jewish law.
So she said that she's helped many agunot all over the world, but how can she help agunot when the Shulchan Aruch says that a woman that is asking for a get, you cannot force the husband to give the get, if he wants, and if he doesn't want, you cannot force him. So what can she do? She can only coerce him using the law of the country, and this coercion renders the get pasul. So in fact, according to Jewish law, she hasn't helped anybody, but she has done what we call in Jewish law atarat eshetish lashuk, which means she's allowed married women to go and sin with other men and have bastards.
Whether it involves an aguna or other personal status issues.
Because I remind you that all these women are not real aguna, because if they were aguna, they will not have to ask their husband for a get or to coerce them. An aguna doesn't know what has happened to her husband. She doesn't know if he's alive or not. These women are moredet demei salai. They are rebellious women who doesn't want to accomplish their duty, their religious duty that they got engaged in when they got married with this man. So they're not called aguna. She's misusing the term here.
The rabbis of the diaspora, when they are at a loss or do not feel that they have broad enough shoulders to rule on this personal status issue, they turn to the last standing central authority on Jewish law in the world, and that is the Supreme Rabbinic Court of the State of Israel.
So she's inciting here everybody, every woman that doesn't get what she wants in the rabbinical courts of Chutz La'aretz, of the diaspora, to call the Supreme Rabbinical Court of Israel that should interfere in the affairs of a foreign country and the foreign Beit Din.
I, as a woman, was the first member by law as a woman of the committee for the appointment of rabbinical court advocates, sitting alongside.
So she said here that she's the first that has been appointed to the Va'ada Leminui Dayanim, which is the council for the appointment of the rabbinical judges. And she said before that she is an advocate, an attorney for the woman who seek to get to receive a get. What she just described is that she is a side in the affairs that arrive before the Beit Din, and she's also the one that's appointing the Dayanim that she will then appear before them for the cases that she will try to defend one of the sides.
Side, the two chief
So tell me if you see a problem here.
rabbis, two ministers, two members of Knesset, two representatives of the Bar Association, and I myself as a rabbinical court advocate.
So every of the couples that she's cited here, two advocates and two ministers, and every two that she's cited, what she didn't say is that one of every of these couples has to be a woman, and she is also in this council as a toenet rabanit, as an advocate for women. But there is no, in this council, there is no advocate for men. So you see how this council for the nomination of the dayanim, of the rabbinical judges, is made mostly of women. At least half of this council is made of women who are feminist, and the other half is made of people who are mostly people who don't respect the Jewish law, and some of them are against Jewish law, and some of them are Reformed Jews.
This has been a journey in Jewish history, and I sincerely hope that it proves to have positive results.
And let me remind you that women are unable to be judge, to be rabbinical judge, and we learn that from the fact that a woman is unable to be a witness before a rabbinical court, and therefore it isn't necessary to say that a woman is unable to appoint a judge according to Jewish law. Now leave a like and leave a comment and send to a friend.